Companies are trying to steal your voice. They are not trying to steal your voice or take away your ability to speak. What they are trying to do is copy your voice. Make it so they can make you say whatever they want you to say. Now, if you've watched this channel before, you know I dabble in AI projects. I am, as we speak, vectorizing a law library into a little legal private AI that I am trying to make for myself. And I also have a whole rig on the other side of this wall that I have set up to Claude code, and I have it making me cool things that can help me every day. But one of the big things that I actually have this one behind me doing is testing out voice cloning. And I'm only doing this to test it out for security purposes for myself. I was scrolling through Instagram Reels, as most of us do, and I saw there was a new model that became open source. It is called Qwen, it's the third iteration of it, and their text-to-speech is scary. You are able to train it to copy the voice with less than 10 seconds of actual audio clips. And you are even further able to have it copy your mannerisms, your emphasis on words, your tone, your pacing, your ums, your uhs, your placeholders, and all the things like that with a transcript and what you said, your actual voice. And that terrifies me.
I spent 3 hours yesterday just researching a neighborhood for a client. Zillow, Google, county records. I had 12 tabs open.
Dad, you just described a job for Perplexity AI.
Perplexity, that's not even a real word.
It's a search engine powered by AI. You ask it anything, school ratings, crime trends, average days on market. It pulls from the web in real time and gives you a summary with sources.
Okay, but how do I know it's not just making things up?
So now do you see why I say that you should probably have a password or something like that when you're discussing things with your family over the phone? That video that I just told Claude, hey, scrape the internet for a voice that matches this YouTube short, is crazy. I'm not going to tell you who the voices are. I think it's pretty obvious, but I want you to guess down below, who do you think those voices are? All right, now we're going to move on from that. I told my family that, hey, we should probably have a passcode to talk when we talk on the phone about something, say, important. I was telling my dad about this even before I looked into Qwen whatsoever. And I said, hey, we should probably have like an Enigma code or something like that. He just kind of looked at me. Now, could Qwen copy my voice? Sure. I usually say some out-of-pocket stuff, so it'll be a little bit hard to copy that. So my parents will probably know, like, hey, that isn't Mason. But it is important kind of to look at this. Say my parents are calling me, and since I'm away at school, sometimes they'll send me money to be helpful, which I'm really thankful for, and they're great for. But say I get a phone call, and we've seen scammers in the past be able to spoof phone numbers. I get a phone call from my dad's phone number, or at least what is represented as my dad's phone number, of course, because it's being spoofed. And he says, hey Mason, how's it going? I want to send you some money, but for some reason, Zelle isn't working. What is your bank account number again? So I can just send it to you that way. And if I tell him that, they may be able to use my bank account number to be able to initiate a bank transfer or something of that sort. It's really not hard to find routing numbers. So if you find out, oh, I use such and such bank, likely because I'm from a certain area, then I'm kind of screwed. Am I not? But also there's a different kind of scary way that they could get your voice. And that is another scam call, of course, but most people may be able to pick this out as a scam call. But imagine, say, your elderly neighbor or your crazy uncle that may not know anything. I'm not talking about my uncle in case he sees this video. But say you're from a certain area. The scammers may be able to look up, oh, in this area, because of your, say, area code on your phone, in this area, it's pretty common to have, say, Xfinity as your Wi-Fi provider or your internet service provider. So they'll call and be like, hey, we're from the Xfinity tech support. There is going to be an outage in your area quite soon. Could we please double check and make sure that you'll be affected? You could get, say, a reimbursement on your next bill because you are going to have an outage for a couple days. And reimbursement? Free money? Why would I not engage with that person a little bit more? Now, sometimes you can tell that it's a scam call, and sometimes you can't. But with the barrier of entry to Qwen being so low, I could just start talking, be like, oh, yes, I'm at this address, or I'm near this location. Yes, I'm going to be probably impacted by the outage that you just described. So, how would I get this information on, say, some type of extra money back on my bill? And by the end of that, if you don't realize it's a scam immediately, you're kind of screwed, potentially. Or if they just scam you by just talking to you, I mean, that's a way that they could do it as well. But back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like 2 to 3 years ago, you used to be told to not say certain words when you're on the phone with somebody that you don't know. Don't say yes, don't say no, don't say your name, don't say your workplace, where you're from, or anything like that. And that's usually because they would be able to snip out certain words and then play an audio recording back to, say, a bank transfer or something like that. But nowadays, they may not even need that. And of course, this isn't like that Office episode where Jim and Pam are down on vacation and Dwight picks up the phone from the credit card company and they're like, oh, who's this? And Dwight says, Jim. And they're like, oh, well, if you're not down in like the Caribbean or wherever they were and your card's being pinged there, it's probably not you. So we're going to cancel your credit card. Now, it's not something like that, though that is kind of funny to look back on. It is something that could be even worse. Now, they could trick your loved ones, like the example I gave with my dad in the phone call. Of course, that never happened, but it is a possibility for the future. They could reach out to loved ones. Now, some loved ones may be able to pick it up, or I will say close friends as well, or say your employer. Imagine somebody tries to call out sick for you. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, sorry, you're getting fired because you asked for too many days off is about the worst thing you could get there, but moving on. Being able to clone voices is something that is going to occur. I was telling my parents about this before I even looked into Quen whatsoever, and I was really harping on like, hey, having a password, like say the caller says password one or something like that for the beginning of the phone call, it may be a good idea for the future. And I hate that we have to do this. But if an open source model is able to clone my voice enough, convincingly enough, even if it doesn't have the emotions, the stutters, the pauses, the emphasis on words, the proper tone when saying words, it's usually a good idea to be on the safe side. I don't want to hear or see anybody get scammed in this way, but I already know it's going to happen. And there have already been people trying to do this for a long time. They'll pretend to be somebody's kid or something like that, and they'll try to get money. Now, it just gets easier with this technology. Of course, there are some other potentially good things that could come from technology like this. Like, I remember reading maybe a year or so ago, the voice actor, or the original voice actor for Darth Vader, recorded a lot of words and sayings and phrases to feed that into an AI, so he will be Darth Vader forever. They also did that recently with the new Beatles song that came out. Maybe like Mason, there's a new Beatles song. There was. That one came out a couple years ago. And they used some of the old lines from, say, Lennon, and they used his voice in the new song. I forget exactly what the song is right now. I apologize. But those are some applications that could potentially be a good thing. I mean, you could argue like entertainment should move on and it shouldn't be stuck in the past, but that's a different argument for a different time. This is scary potentially to you, and I wouldn't blame you if you are kind of uneasy going forward taking calls from people. Anybody could be trying to take your voice, and that is why I am scared as well. Of course, I have these videos, and frankly, I don't have any money to my name, so I don't know what people are trying to steal, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back and visit some of our other things. We talk about AI, of course. We talk about law, legal things like these books back here. We also talk about things like 3D printing and other ideologically based things. Hope you come back, and I hope to see you then.